All right, what's up, everybody? So, gonna look at Land's End on all maps. This is an all mapper in one video, and I'm gonna use the same combo throughout: Seaferry, Lobster, with Wave Drop, and the three treasures: Teddy, Pearl, and Saber. I'm using this combo because this is what I would deem the best combo at the moment. This is the one that's going to score the highest points on each of the maps. Also, I believe maybe some of the other maps might actually perform better with, like, say for example, Peppermint, or maybe even the new Truffle Cookie. But I have a feeling that the Seaferry Lobster combo is going to be meta, the top meta for a while. So I'm going to run it on every map. Obviously, if you've not got Seaferry maxed, or maybe your other cookies are currently better than your Seaferry, then obviously use what you have. But I'm just running this one as a look at all the maps. I'm going to compare to see what kind of scores we get on across the board. Some maps might actually benefit from a treasure change. I'm working on a bit of a new combo using still pretty much more or less exactly the same. I've changed one treasure, potentially get a 480 million. But I'm still working on it. So I'm going to stick with what I know right now. So this is map 1, as I said, the Happy Healthy Hamlet, I think it was called. Really, if you've played the old Land 9, the very first Land 9 map, this isn't too much difference. There's not really many tricks for this. There's no point in... I remember the old Land 9 version, we used to, especially if you used Ananas, you dropped. No, you didn't drop. No, you did drop once, but you also missed bonus time. And you picked up bonus time later on with Blueberry. That is no longer applicable in this. There is no tea later on, so do not go missing bonus time. They've removed the teas from it, so there's no more late bonus time. So always get bonus time if you can. I've not seen any repeat real letters well, especially T. I've not seen any repeat T letters. So yeah, the tea has not been spilt anywhere else on the map apart from at that point. So don't forget to go to bonus time. I would say this particular treasure combo, if you're going to change anything, change the Pearl. If this is like, say, for example, you might have max Seaferry, max Wave Drop, but you've not yet maxed the Pearl, or you don't really like the Pearl. Pearl is absolutely changeable, and it's probably one of the ones I would suggest changing before you change the Bear or the Saber, just because of how RNG it is. Sometimes it spawns in bad location, sometimes it'll be at a good location, but then the ability hits and you miss it. And the same goes with Lobster. You're sliding, you dash, and the Pearl boosts forward like 400 yards, and you're like, well, oh okay. So yeah, it is a bit of an RNG treasure, so if you're going to change anything, I would change that. But choose whichever treasures you feel comfortable with and roll with it. There's not really much to say, as I said, with this first run. It is what it is. I'm just gonna leave everything normal speed though. I'm not gonna speed it up. I could speed up everything is into like what's it called? 2 speed, but I'm not gonna bother, just because I would rather have allow people to watch it on the 1 speed and see. Maybe, so some people struggle with a particular part, want to see how it's done. It's harder to see that on if the video is already at 2 speed. But feel free to put YouTube on 2 speed, but you'd have to listen to me at 2 speed. Probably more advisable. I would say always be careful with Lobster. Try to, if you can, try to boost forward on the last before the revive. You usually get at least, you're not really saving the main ability, the last jump bit for the before the revive. Now you're kind of wanting to go with just do it, and then you can try and get blasts out. You can usually get a little bit further ahead, and you can get a few blasts out just before the end of the first life, so to speak. Not too sure if I manage it in this run. We'll find out. Yes, there you go. So you managed to boost forward a little bit, gain a bit of extra distance before the revive. It Does it help? It can help a little bit because it boosts the bar up a little bit. However, I do not manage the boost on one of the later levels, but I still get the final ability out, which is all that matters in the end. Be careful with this combo. There is no shield. You cannot risk the shield right here. So do not get hit with this combo. Try to jump at the end. 4-6-3 though on Happy Hamlet. That's not a bad score. Shadow Kingdom is still our winner. But yeah, 4-6-3, pretty decent. All right, let's move on to Jungle of Beasts. I'm not going to lie. Out of all the maps, I had the most trouble with this one. And it was all in the lobster part. The lobster part is a little bit difficult, especially with the platforms. It's, I don't know what arena it was. It was like the pink choco wizard from the Grand Champions League, and it's got all the little steps in it and stuff like that. The pink choco, the Seafarer part is actually not too bad. It's quite good. It's not too difficult. There is not many parts where you need to be careful. Here, go up. If you don't go up, you're going to miss those rainbow bears. Do not miss those rainbow bears. You want, it's like a million and a bit, maybe close to 2 million points there. If you miss those, do not be missing those rainbow bears. Go up. They are magnetic to Seafarer, but only within a certain distance. Obviously, we're gonna try not to miss the pearls as well. I would say this part would be the most difficult part for Seafarer, just because of there's some quite accurate sliding to avoid the snakes. So do not forget to slide. But overall, I wouldn't say the Seafarer part of Jungle of Beasts is that difficult. Avoid all these cute little beetles, and yeah. There's plenty of bears though, which I think does allow for quite a few activations of the Teddy treasure. So I do think it is a good treasure to choose. If you are worried about hitting, by all means bring the turbo instead of something else. It will affect where you revive and which potions you get with Seafarer, but hey, if it works, it works. And it will work. It definitely will work. You might not be getting 400 and plus 450 maybe, but you definitely get a decent score. You might actually get 450 depending with the extra distance you cover. But I've not tried it. I have not tried it. I'm doing this one all with the same treasures, so you can get a rough idea of what's it called? A constant. We're gonna keeping it constant to get a more accurate comparison at the end. I will say that I do think Shattered Kingdom will be the highest scoring map out of the four. Although I have a feeling though that maybe Shattered Kingdom is also one of the more difficult ones. Although I'm not gonna lie, this is as I said before, this is the map that I struggled with the most. And I don't know if it's probably just me, but I struggled with this one a lot. But yeah, so this bit coming up right here, this part of the level isn't exactly the nicest. This is the the guild run, where it used to be not able to fall. It is quite a lot of accurate jumping. It's got little, just mini obstacles everywhere, just ready to ruin your run. But if you can get by them, you're looking at a good score. So, what did we get the last time? I think we're going to like 320, is it? About 320, I think, with Seafarer right here. 321. That's not bad. It's not bad. Here, if you're using the pearl, don't forget to jump, otherwise it comes after bonus time. Now, you will sacrifice 2 or 3 rainbow bears there. It's entirely your choice if you want to wait. It should spawn immediately after bonus time if you miss it on that rope going down, the zip line going down. So choose, you want to get it early and get that like little bit of a charge on the next pearl, or you want to collect those rainbow bears. Here, if you, depending on how many bears you've collected, you might activate the Teddy, which can block the path for Lobster going through that part. It shouldn't be too bad, but it can block it sometimes, which makes it hard to see the mini obstacles. That's probably where I struggled. Probably 50% of my fails were there, just because of how the teddy bear activated, but it is what it is. And the rest of my fails were definitely on this part. This is a lot of jumping, the platforms fall, and yeah, it's not ideal. If possible, save your lobster skills for the places where you fall a lot, and you can try and blast across them. But yeah. If you've been practicing the pink choco part, this is actually on CookieRun now as well. But so if you've had a lot of practice on that arena, it might be okay. Here, I try to get the boost in at the end, but I left it a bit long. So yeah, didn't manage it. But I can tell you, spoiler alert, I get the last ability out, so it's all okay. Unfortunately, sometimes you can't get to the platforms, so do not start jumping and missing the lower platforms by accident. Wait for the best opportunity and strike then. Here I would suggest waiting, and then you can get a little bit of a close one. Here I missed the jump, but 464, so it's not a massive improvement over the Happy Hamlet with 463, but it is. If you get that final jump in, I think you're looking like 466 maybe. Alright, coming up is Bamboo Wilds, is that what it's called? Bamboo Wilds? It's just the martial arts ones, I just call it the martial arts ones. Yeah, this one, yeah, the main thing of these big rainbow stars, I don't know how many points they're worth, like, is it like 300,000? Let's have a look. Oh, maybe not. I don't know how much they're worth. They're like the replacement rainbow bear jellies for this map. They're like 100, I want to say then. Maybe 100 to 200,000 points, so they are worth getting. The amount of rainbow bears is quite lacking in this one compared to the stars. They are kind of replaced. But the bears are still in abundance, so the teddy bear still works out quite well. I do miss a couple of the big stars, mostly on the Jujube trial styles section of the map, but overall this is not a difficult map. Is quite a lot of jumping. I would say the kind of like the millennial tree looking part, where you've run the platforms and it's got the jumpers, the little bouncy trampolines. I would say that is the part where I've messed up the most with these runs. Sometimes the little bamboo things, where are they? Here with around the bonus time parts coming up. I've hit a couple times here, but most of all it's this part of the run isn't too bad. It's these little bits that pop up right there. I've hit a couple times on them, but it's not been too bad. I wouldn't say it was too bad of a run. I would say this map, I think, if my memory serves me correctly, this is actually the lowest scoring map. I think so anyway. So perhaps this is the map where we need a treasure change, or perhaps even a combo change. But I think we still do get a really good score, so to speak. This is the part that I would say is probably the most difficult, and it's just because of the platforms, the spikes, and the trampolines. It's quite a lot of moving stuff. There's one part, where is it? Is it this bit coming up? Yes, this bit. Do not jump after here. Let the trampoline boop you. Let the trampoline jump for you. If you jump, then you're going to get extra height, which means you're going to hit. And because, oh, look at that way, Mr. Pro. And because you get the extra height, we don't have the turbo, you will hit, and you will have to restart the run. Because you're not going to get that last sea fairy skill out, so rip high score and or any chance of getting any trophies. Do not hit these trampolines. These trampolines are the extra bouncy boys. If you hit one of these, you will go into the spikes. So yeah, here, do not land on that trampoline. Jump over it and land on the bottom, and you'll get the magnet, and you'll get all those nice tasty stars. If you hit the trampoline, it's not the end of the world, but you will end up on the top row instead of the bottom, which means you miss all the good stuff. And because Sea Fairy's ability doesn't activate until a bit later, you will miss it all. I think here, this star, is it this one? Yeah, this star, I miss this star every time. Every time I forget it and I see it. And I'm pretty sure I jump at the right moment. It's just, you know, The game's against me. Oh well, never mind. But most of all, this run is not that bad. Once you pass that bit, I would say this run is pretty straightforward-ish. Unless I remember something. Yeah, look at that. 313 on with Seaferry. And especially if we're comparing, even with the last run, we were getting, what was it, like 321? So like we're 7 to 8 million behind on the score from Seaferry. So potentially a treasure change right there could help us boost our score. Perhaps even the turbo might be the way to go for this one, and we end up securing this next potion with a Seaferry. Perhaps that could be a pretty good strat right there. I don't know, have to try, but yeah, if anybody has tried and they're getting a higher score than whatever I've got at the moment, let me know. I'd love to give it a go. But yeah, this one isn't too bad for Lobster. It's a little bit difficult with some of the more of the quicker jumps with all the stars. Is it this bit coming up? I think it's where you got to jump between the crates and stuff like that. Where is it? Oh, here you can get an extra big skill out. Well, not big, well, extra boost skill. Yes, jumping through all these crates, it can make sliding a little difficult. So if you can wait for your boost, you can still charge your skill as you're falling. Do not forget that. If you don't have to let go of the slide when you're falling, it can help a lot. Fortunately, miss a clam right there, but we'll get it later on. But not that we have a lot of health left. So we're gonna boop, 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 and quick little jump. 455. Oof, that's rough. That is rough. Alright, last one is Shattered Kingdom. If anyone watched my previous video, this is exactly the same run as before. I just literally just used the same one. But yeah. So we already know how this one is going to go. I'm not really going to commentate this one per se. You know what? I will anyway. You know what? I'll go through because I didn't actually commentate it before. I would say this one isn't too bad, especially at the start. I think a lot of us have had practice on Land 7, so we're kind of used to what Land 7 kind of brought. And Land 7 was a difficult map even when it came out. And I would say it's one of those maps that's still difficult now. It has got a lot of places where it's just so unforgiving with the super accurate jumps with moving platforms. It is, in the lightest of words, it's a bit of a bitch. But, so I think it does make for a very nice map for Land's End. And rightly so, it deserves to have the highest score. We already know what score I'm going to get if you watched the previous video. If you didn't, well then, just keep on watching, find out. But yeah, a little bit, obviously a few things have changed, but overall it is pretty much just old Land 7. And I'm pretty sure Champions League probably had something similar. Guild Run probably had something similar. I don't really know. But yeah. This was the first map that I ran this combo with, so this is kind of like the one that I compare it to everything. Now, I surprisingly, because I thought it was going to be like the 4 maps, it was going to start like, map 1 was going to be a bit easier, a bit of a lower score, and then it was going to get more difficult and higher the score, and boop, 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 boop. But yeah, apparently, we've seen through this video, that is not the case, is it? Yeah, so make sure you're collecting as many bears as possible to take full advantage of the, what's this called? Teddy bear. We want to be hitting all the pearls if possible. And so once again, the pearl might not be the best treasure for this. Oh, my jump button didn't work there, so, well, we didn't miss it much, though. So it was alright. But yeah, because with all the platforms and the tight jumps and the slides and accuracy, sometimes it's not so easy to get the clam, pearl, whatever it's called. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, don't forget to go up there. Although if you didn't go up and you slid down, I don't think it's the end of the world because Seaferry activates there. But yeah, depending on what combo you're running, don't forget to go up there. Here you need 2 quick double jumps to get up the, what's those called? Steps. Words are hard. Words are hard. But yeah. well, while this is running, I hope everyone's having a good Monday or Sunday, whatever time it is for you. I think I upload some videos really early for people, and then some are just like kind of perfect times and stuff like that. But yeah, so throughout all of these, you will have noticed an absolute constant, and that is there is literally no room for error at all with Seaferry. This isn't one of those that you can go, oh, I fell, oh, I'll be all right. You do not. The health is literally like super accurate to getting that last skill. The pet and Cookie sync up so well that there is no room for error. You will get, look at that, I was like, it's like the last 2 boops of health, and you'll lose at least 5 boops of health. That's an accurate health measurement, by the way, a boop. So as you saw right there, we had nearly 330 on the score meter for Seaferry alone, which really boosts the score, obviously. Now, I think I probably could have got a little bit higher in places, you know, probably didn't missed. I think I might have missed a few pearls with lobster. Lobster is one of those because like the skill charges from the next skill charges as you have a current skill. You kind of like have to time it right. You don't want to. You want to kind of get the best place to skip forward as much as possible to avoid hitting, but you also want to. You know, you also want to use it as quickly as possible, so you're not going to overlap and leave the next one too late. So like here, some really accurate jumping needed right there. So I probably would suggest leaving maybe the 1 boost, the 1 on the counter, so you can just kind of slide right through there and boost right through. But yeah, yeah, there we go. Here, we're just going to boost through, going to jump. So maybe with, if I managed to get the slides in earlier, I could have got that last boopy doopy, this last jump out, but I don't think I could have done before the revive. It would be super accurate sliding with super RNG luck, but yeah. Here we go, this one, we are gonna save the last one as always. We're gonna boopy, and go. About just as that flag starts, jump for an extra 4 million. 473. There we go. Right, let's have a look at a quick comparison of the scores. Alright, so first up was Happy Healthy Hamlet with 463 million. Next was Jungle of Beasts, 464 million, 2 or 3 million more if you get that last jump out and collect the lobster jellies. Bamboo Wilds, 455 million. I think there's going to be a better combo for Bamboo Wilds. Have to have a look for that. And then Shattered Kingdom, 473 million. That is definitely the beast of a map for the big scores this time around. Alright. Hopefully this was somewhat helpful to somebody, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to leave it there. It's been a long one. Alright, thank you very much if you've watched it all the way through. Much appreciated. Until next time, bye bye.